Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. My name is Fanifa binti Warasli. Today I will be presenting my individual assignment for public finance. The title of my presentation is Government Intervention in Economic Issues, Subsidy Regionalization in Malaysia. Government intervention plays an important role in ensuring economic stability, especially when market outcomes fail to achieve efficiency or equity. In Malaysia, one of the most common forms of government intervention has been the use of subsidies, particularly fuel subsidies. For many years, fuel subsidies were used as a policy tool to control prices and reduce the cost of living, especially during periods of economic uncertainty and rising global oil prices. This approach helped protect households and businesses in the short term. However, over time, blanket fuel subsidies become increasingly costly and inefficient. They place a heavy burden on government finances and often benefit higher income groups more than lower income households. Therefore, in response to rising fiscal pressure, the Malaysian government introduced subsidy rationalization as part of broader economic and fiscal reforms. In this presentation, I will explain the background of the blanket subsidies, the rationale behind subsidy regionalization, the government implementation measures, and the impact of this policy on public finance and society. Blanket subsidies are subsidies that are provided to all consumers regardless of income level or actual need. In Malaysia, this approach was mainly applied to fuel or other essential goods. The main purpose was to protect households from fluctuations in global oil prices and to ensure affordability. In the short run, this policy helped stabilize prices and supported economic activity. However, because prices were kept artificially low, consumers had little incentive to reduce usage. This led to overconsumption and inefficiency. More importantly, higher income households benefit more because they consume more fuel. As shown in the graph, a large share of subsidy benefits went to higher income groups, which made the policy unequal and poorly targeted. Over time, fuel subsidy expenditure increased rapidly, placing significant pressure on the government budget. In some years, subsidy spending reached tens of billions of ringgits. Rising global oil prices further increased the fiscal burden, making blanket subsidies unsustainable in the long run. From an economic perspective, blanket subsidies distorted market prices. When fuel prices are kept below the market levels, resources are not allocated efficiently and consumption becomes excessive. Therefore, the government shifted towards subsidy rationalization to reduce fiscal pressure, improve efficiency, and ensure that public funds are directed to households that truly need support. One of the most significant steps in subsidy rationalization was the removal of blanket diesel subsidies in 2024. Under this policy, diesel prices were allowed to reflect market conditions. This measure helped reduce fuel smuggling and misuse, which were major sources of fiscal leakage under the previous subsidy system. In addition, the government introduced plans for targeted RON 95 subsidies using the MyCard system. This ensures that higher income earners pay market prices while lower income households continue to receive support. To minimize the impact on vulnerable groups, direct cash assistance programs such as Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah were expanded. Subsidy rationalization has important implications for both public finance and society. From a fiscal perspective, the policy helped reduce government expenditure and narrow the fiscal deficit. As shown in the graph, fuel subsidy expenditure declined following the implementation of nationalization measures, indicating improved fiscal control and sustainability. However, from a societal perspective, higher fuel price may increase the cost of living and contribute to inflation, particularly through transportation and logistic costs. To address this concern, targeted assistance help cushion vulnerable households, while in the long term, the policy promotes a fairer distribution of public resources. Despite its advantages, subsidy rationalization faces several challenges. Public resistance remains strong because fuel subsidies have long been viewed as an entitlement in Malaysia. Another challenge is ensuring accurate targeting. If eligible households are excluded due to data limitation, public trust in the policy may be affected. This highlights the importance of strong administrative capacity, accurate data systems, and clear communication by the government. In conclusion, although subsidies rationalization may involve short-term costs, it is a necessarily long-term reform that improves fiscal sustainability, efficiency, and equity, and supports Malaysia's overall economic growth. Thank you. That's all from me.